So friends, in this lecture we will learn about the adjustment layers. You can find the adjustment layers from here, okay, or we can do the adjustments layer from here, and we will prefer this ones. Okay, so we will discuss all these layers, the adjustments. Okay, so first is our solid color. You can put a solid color on your image just like this, or you can do the opacity to make it lighter. Alright, so this is the first one, or you have to just first select the area just like this. If I will select this area, okay, and now I will select the solid color to this one, so it will put the solid color in this area. And make sure you can see here this one, this is actually the masking. So all this adjustment layer come with the masking, so that you can increase or decrease your the masking area. For that we can use the brush tool, and this is the black, so we are gonna on the white to add more masking just like this. Okay, so it's actually the size of this one. We would increase some hardness, and our brush, I'm gonna use this one. So you see it's adding the more color. Okay, and you can change the brush settings here, or just like the brush tool. You see it's adding more color. And if you're gonna the black, using the black color because it's the initial the black, then it is used to decrease this or to remove this red color and this one, or you can use this one to make it a red just like this. Okay, but but the selection, you have to first select and then mask just like this. Remove this one, you can just press the delete key and delete layer. Now the solid color. Okay, so this will define a better area, or you can use the blend mode just like the color to make it a color of the red one. Okay, so or you can change the color from here just like this one, or the green one, you can change the color to click on the color. So this is about the solid color. Just delete this layer. Now come to second, that is the gradient. It is same just like it's that solid color will put a solid color, and this will put a multiple color just like a gradient. Okay, so you see it's just put a gradient, and you can find adjust like the angle, the gradient style, you can adjust it from here. Okay, just like this. Okay, so this will come the put a gradient on my image. You can just increase or decrease the opacity, or you can decrease this using the brush tool just like this. You can decrease this or remove this is completely using brush tool, or adding, just press the X again white, and you can add this setting you actually did it. So delete this layer. Now come to next, that is the pattern. You can just overlay a pattern just like this. Okay, and now opacity is something less, so you can add a pattern on your image. Alright, next is the brightness and contrast. You can adjust the brightness part and the contrast part of your image using this setting. Same, now come to the levels. Okay, so it will help you to just maintain a RGB level in this just like this. You can adjust the RGB value in your image. So just like the darker it is, the preset values, you can use these values to make the effects in your image. Okay, just right click, delete. Now next is the curves, or you can maintain a curve just like this. For your image you can add a multiple points as you can, or you can use the predefined here. Okay, so this is about the curve area, and this settings is like it will just make a clip mask, and now this setting will only affect this layer, but if you are not using this one, then it will affect all the layers below this curve area. It's like if I have here 4 layers, then it will affect all the 4 layers, but using this it will affect now only this layer. So this one is used to just the previous one, like before adding the curve. How it looks like this. You can just hold your key to see this. When you release, then it will make the just like the after adding the curve. And this is just like the view, or make it visible or invisible, or this is just like the make it the default one, and this is to delete this curve. Alright, so next is the exposure. You can add a exposure in your image. Okay, the offset value of this one, the gamma corrections, or you can use this the preset the setting. Okay, so next is just like the vibrance. You can manage the vibrance part of your image, like the saturation part. Okay, the vibration part, vibrance. Okay, and this is the vibrance, and this is the masking part. You can do the masking using this effect, or you can add the multiple masking, the masking over the masking on the layer. Now delete one mask and delete the mask and delete the layer. Now the hue saturation. You can change the hue saturation of your image just like this. This is the saturation part, and this is the lightness part. See, this is putting the lightness in all over the image, just like this. If you want to put into the one area, then you can select it using the selection tools and change the settings, okay, accordingly. Now delete this layer. Now next is the color balance. So you can maintain the color balance just like the shadow part. Here you see, okay, these are the shadows. Now I'm gonna just maintain this shadow part. Okay, using this you can change the shadow color. When it comes to the midtones, then it will affect the your midtone area. See, and when it comes to the highlights, then this is the highlight part, the middle one, then it will affect only the highlighted part, just like this. All right, now just delete this effect. Now come to the black and white. It will make your image to the black and white, and you can affect the part just like uh, this one. If you change this reddish, because when I do nothing, okay, and remove this one, you see the face is just like the somewhat is red, the red. And when I click here, then you can adjust the red part. See, it will affect the face and hands, because these are uh, the red color in my image. So you can use the default filter just like the blue filters darker. It will change their setting accordingly. Okay, so delete this layer. You can delete this layer from here. Okay, it will just delete layer mask. Now it will delete the layer. Now next is our photo filter. So you can use here the multiple settings like the green filter. You can increase the green filter density, or you can change the color from here. Okay, it changes the color. Now the filter is the defined. So just like this, you can change the filter settings, and if you want to change the color, then you can change the color from here, and it will preserve your luminosity in your image. Okay, now delete this layer. Now come to this next one. Next is the channel mixer. So it will mix in your the like the all the channels just like the RGB. From here you can use the monochromic light. Okay, now it will just make it a black and white effect, but it will make a color effect in your image. And you can see use here the default settings. Okay, just remove this one, and you can adjust the settings accordingly. The same as the color lookup, it will show you the multiple lookups here. Okay, and you can change the lookups setting from here. Okay, now delete this layer. Now our next setting is the invert. It will invert your image. Okay, and you press Ctrl I to make it color and make it invert. Or you can just delete layer. You can use the invert from this layer. Just press Ctrl I, then it will invert your image. Now next is the posterize. It will just make a posterize effect on your image, just like this. The next is the threshold. It will change your threshold value. Okay, just like this, and you can easily select the object using this threshold value. See, the object is clearly visible, the that much part, and when you select this object, then it will help you to select the object just like this. Okay, so you can use the threshold part to make it just like the drawing, or you can use it to select a object. Alright, so the next is the gradient map. It will just gradient color. See here, you can increase or decrease the color value or adjust the okay, the layer, okay, the layer color, and now you can reverse the color value also, the opacity. Okay, so this is the gradient map, and the last one here is the selective color. You can use just like the selective color. Okay, just like the red part. Here is the red part, and you can change the red part using this type. Okay, like here is the blue one, this one. Then you can use this changes the jacket color using this method. So this is the selective color. So they all are the adjustment layers that will help to adjust the, just like the brightness part, the color part of your image.